Hello everyone, Jonas here with another shoutcast for you. Today I actually have VPBonk, our Protoss player, versus VTDesRow, our Protoss player as well. It is going to be a P versus P, and definitely look forward to this matchup just because desRow is definitely a very good Protoss player, and Bunk I know a lot about as well. He's definitely a very good Protoss player as well. So two good players, definitely look forward to this. So why not? It is going to be on a wonderful map, Metalopolis. Everybody loves this map, right? And well, it'll be interesting to see what direction these guys take. Usually with a Protoss versus Protoss, we see a lot of 4-gate versus 4-gate. Sometimes they get brave enough to tech up. We'll just have to wait and see if they decide to do that or not. We are going to see actually Bunk not scout early on, but we are going to see desRow actually do that. He actually throws down his pylon and sends out his probe right away. So he's going to have a little bit of advantage when it comes to knowing what Bunk is going to do. So he can actually counter that pretty easily. Bunk is going to throw down one gateway and then finally send out a probe to scout around, going to the top portion of the map first. So he's going to be able to scout a little bit late, but he's still going to get there in a decent amount of time to see exactly what desRow is going to be up to and able to actually respond to that. desRow is going to be inside the base of Bunk now. He's going to actually work on a probe here, try to be annoying, and it forces Bunk to pull off two more probes. So he pulls off 3 probes on the actual line there to deal with this annoying little probe. So definitely a very good exchange there for desRow, able to pull off some probes of Bunk's. And we are going to have Bunk actually just chase around a probe inside his base, and he's going to be able to get his assimilator started to get worked on. So 3 probes get pulled right away to that assimilator. And on the top portion of the map, same thing for desRow, not doing anything different than Bunk's doing. And he's going to throw down their Cybernetics core right away. On the other side of the map, we are going to see Cybernetics core go down for Bunk as well. So both players doing the exact same build at this point in the game. The tech change is going to happen here in a second. We'll exactly know what exactly each player is doing. And probably another minute or two. And we are going to see a second gateway go down for desRow here. So 2 gateways compared to 1 for Bunk. So in the second gas going down for Bunk, while only 1 gas for desRow. So a little bit of exchange and the actual strategy a little bit there. But he does throw down his second gas now. So we're going to have Bunk a little bit ahead in the actual gas count by a little bit, but not by much. Both warp gate technology is being researched for both players. Still only 1 gate for Bunk though, compared to 2 gates for desRow here. So a little bit of a change in pace for the gates there from both players, but it's going to be very similar so far on the build pattern. Worker count going to be about 20 to 22. We have actually Bunk ahead by 2 workers now, and he's actually going to go throw down a box facility down, so he's going to go for those immortals most likely. While we have 2 gateways just bringing stalkers out for desRow here. And we are probably going to see some early pressure from desRow, throwing out a 3rd gate as well. Destroys a probe over here. The right side of the map here was desRow was able to destroy that the probe before it was able to bake any proxy pylons. Second gateway going down for Bunk as well. So we're going to see 2 gateway to box facility for Bunk. And we are going to see each player just basically macro up at this point, but we are going to see 2 stalkers push across the map. Not going to be able to do much because there's 2 stalkers and a zealot up for Bunk, so he's going to be outnumbered by a little bit here. And he's going to push up the ramp and able to see anything that Bunk has. He's going to be able to see a sentry. Sentry actually kind of wastes a force field there. I don't think that was needed there, but we are going to see 3 stalkers up. desRow wasn't able to scout inside the base though, at least, so he isn't aware of what actually Bunk is doing. We do have the observer coming across the map for Bunk though. Right after that, immortal is going to be popping for Bunk. We have 3 gateways in the box facility, about 80% done for desRow. So I mean, we do have Bunk in a good position here, able to get his immortal out very shortly to deal with these stalkers that are deciding to scout around. a lot of zealots coming out for Destro here. He's going to have 4 zealots up and 1 sentry up, and we have Bunk able to see everything that's going on inside the base. Observer finally coming out for Destro here. He's going to be able to spot this observer that's on top of his base, and even the box bay coming out. So he's going to go for a Colossus build is what Destro is going to go for. We are going to see Bunk kind of push these stalkers away. Destro does see the immortal, so Destro knows exactly what Bunk is up to. Bunk is going to throw down his Roblox Bay and throw down an expansion off of this as well. Destro not expanding quite yet. He's going to actually get an army up instead. And we are going to see him actually block off this ramp and also have these stalkers outside of the base just kind of scouting around to see exactly what's up. And Bunk is going to be way ahead if he's able to get this saturated before Destro decides to attack. And Destro is going to be able to have a bigger army, though. Army size is definitely going to be in his favor. It should be, since he does have extra minerals in the bank. Since Bunk did decide to expand, Destro is going to bring his observer in here, see exactly what's going on inside Bunk's base. He needs to be very careful, though. He doesn't want to bring it too far down because the observer of Bunk will be able to see it. Where well, the observer was somewhere. Oh, I guess it's way up here. So we do have Destro be able to see everything that's going on. He does see the expansion now as well, so he needs to make something happen. I think he's well aware of that now. Bunk is going to actually somehow, unless he already has a Colossus out, he probably does, I'm assuming. Yeah, he already, so there's going to be 2 Colossus to 1 Colossus. Bunk working on that extended thermal lance, so he's going to be a little bit ahead with the upgrade portion. But, I mean, we're going to see a timing attack from Destro here very shortly, probably, once he pops that second Colossus out. The window is actually falling for Destro by the second here because this expansion is going to start to get saturated. He really needs to push out here very shortly or else he's going to fall far behind. And Bunk is looking in good position here. It is cross position, so it's going to take him a little bit of time to get across the map once that second Colossus does pop. So, I mean, we have Bunk in a great position, has plenty of time to get some troops out and get this expansion well worth it in a second here. Here comes the push once you got those 2 Colossus out. The second one coming up from the back end. And we are going to see an engagement here very shortly from Destro. Destro is going to be in a lot of trouble, I think, though, because there's going to be a lot of troops out for Bunk. Bunk even getting his second Colossus out, and he's going to be chrono boosting it out as fast as he can. If it gets out there, then he's going to be, honestly, a little bit behind. But here comes the push, and there's one Immortal out that can do a lot of damage to these Stalkers here. We are going to see Bunk actually see this by his observer. The push is coming. 2 Colossus out for Bunk as well, and we see a Guardian Shield go down. Destro is the one actually backing away, though. He doesn't need to back away, though. He's going to be far behind now because the expansion is up, but he needs to make something happen, expand or something, because he's going to be in a lot of trouble now. Destro pushing in here. Bunk is going to be in position for this attack, though. Colossus are going to be in here to try to do some damage up front. The Mortal comes in here to take a lot of damage up, tanking a lot of the damage from the actual Colossus instead. At the same time, we have a lot of Zealots actually dying from Destro here, and these Stalkers trying to do as much damage as they can to these Zealots. Now the army size is about even for both players. Actually, we have Destro a little bit ahead. Destro is actually doing a lot of damage to Bunk. Bunk's in a lot of trouble. The only thing that's left is going to be 3 Colossus now, doing a lot of damage to the Stalkers. Stalkers are dying really fast to these Colossus. Bunk trying to back one up to save it from dying, and he is able to actually destroy all these Stalkers up front, and now it's looking pretty good for Bunk. Bunk has more resources on his hand here, warping and units as fast as he can, and this one Colossus is going to be in danger of dying. The Zealots come in here to take it down, but both Zealots are going to, or both Colossus do die. The only thing left is going to be a bunch of Zealots for Destro here, and Destro is pushing with Stalkers as well, forcing Bunk to pull off the probes from his line. And it's looking pretty promising, though, for Bunk. Bunk can actually lose some of the probes and be okay, just because he's so far ahead with the economy 50 to 31. And we are going to see Bunk trying to warp in as many units as he can, chrono boosting them out, chrono boosting out Colossus as well. And there's no Colossus inside for Destro, so this one Colossus can do a lot of damage once it actually pops out. A lot of Stalkers up front doing a lot of damage to the probe line now is going to be Destro. Destro looking pretty good here, but there's the Colossus, and that's going to be the game changer here. And more Zealots being warped in as well for Bunk, and it forces Destro to push back, but he's able to micro destroy a lot of probes here. The probe count is now 31 to 39, starting to even out actually. And DesRow pushing here once again, trying to focus fire down this Colossus. Not working though, because there's a lot of stalkers actually destroying a lot of stuff here. And Bunk is still kind of fighting this off as best as he can. Immortal does pop now, but look at all those zealots that warped in, and even the probes to help out as well from the back end of it. And this proxy pylon is finally going to get destroyed, and it forces DesRow to back away, but now he's so far behind with no expansion as well. And the economy is 31 to 42. During all that, Bunk was able to keep up with his macro. So now Bunk is definitely in a commanding lead here. DesRow just trying to warp in as many uses as he can to try to do some damage. And finally, one Colossus does join up in the mix. It is going to be one Colossus to one Colossus, but there's so many Zealots and Stalkers on the field, and more coming. Plus, an Immortal joins up in the mix of this army as well. And we're going to have Bunk actually push across the map now. DesRow sees the army size and is like, oh my goodness, I cannot deal with this. He backs away to his base, or to his proxy pylon, to deal with this as much as he can. Here comes the push. One Immortal just going to town on these Zealots. Zealots die basically instantly from the Immortals and the Colossus. And we are going to see DesRow basically lose his army once again. And there's the GG from DesRow. And we are going to see Bunk actually win that. And definitely a very interesting game. Shows you how powerful you can be cross positions if you expand. If it was close positions, it'd probably be a different story, because DesRow would have been able to push in there a little bit faster. But Bunk had the economic advantage and was able to take care of business basically. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you guys keep on watching and subscribe, please.